Hello, this is Jen, and this is your Disciplinary Literacy Newsletter of the Week. We've got some cool things for you today. First up, we have a teacher feature with Mr. Tyler Oprens. He is at CRMS, and this is his ancient primary source exploration with the Code of Hammurabi with his 6th grade students earlier this year. We featured him today because this activity had students speaking and listening in groups as they analyzed and debated the application of these laws to different court cases. So we've included some reading and some writing and some speaking and listening in these activities. Definitely check out this activity and ask Mr. Oprens any follow-up questions that you might have. Next up, we have 2 important articles on digital reading and how the brain processes reading on a digital device differently than it does on a print piece of paper. And these 2 articles include both some cool, interesting science so that you can better understand your students' brains as they're reading digitally, but they also include tips and strategies for how to help support your students to better comprehend when they're reading digitally, to slow down and to interpret the information at deeper levels of cognition. I thought this was a very cool, interesting picture that shows the patterns that our eyes move in when we read on a digital device. They call these F patterns or sometimes Z patterns, depending on what you're looking at. Designers of websites know this information and design around it to sell us things or put the most important information in certain places. But of course, this has implications for us as we move very quickly through digital environments and we miss or don't allow important information that might be in other places on the page to land deeply in our brains. So 2 very cool disciplinary literacy / brain science articles that I recommend checking out. Next up, we have Spanish versions of the CNN 10 printables that I shared a few weeks ago. Thank you so much, Mr. Valenzuela, for helping with that. You can click either the PDF version printable here, or you can open up the original Canva version if you want. It is the original English document, and then after each of the handouts, there is a Spanish version of that doc. So you can pick out the pages that you would like, or you can print the whole thing so that you have Spanish versions for any students that you might want to support in that way. And finally, this week, we have a book of the week, or a Barb's Read for Life book called The Radium Girls, the Young Readers Edition. There's also an adult version of this book. The Young Readers Edition is probably more appropriate in terms of age, because there are some very intense things that happened in this book that combines both science and history. It takes place in the early 1900s and is about the women who were painting clocks and actually being poisoned by the radium that was involved in that process. A very intriguing, eye-opening book. Those are your disciplinary literacy newsletter features for this week. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a wonderful rest of your week.